the hell is that? That's the chief.
I've come to understand through experience that most people will not understand your obsession, your drive, your determination and dedication. Success is a lonely journey. That's just reality. And most people, they're not going to understand why you're so obsessed and so driven. And if you try and make them understand, you just end up frustrated. I guess the best advice I can give someone is go in the war room, the red room, the gold room, and the journey by yourself. Consistency doesn't lie. It doesn't care about how you feel. Just show up every day. Never surrender, never retreat, never back down. You either want it or you don't. If you're not winning, you're not consistent. And we've been winning. Consistency wins. Only risk takers win, and I told you I had to go all in. If you were the same as everybody else, if you're not taking a risk over and above what everybody else is taking, by definition, you can't succeed. See, if you're doing what everybody else is doing, how could you win? How could you succeed? You gotta be different. You gotta take risks. You gotta go all in. I went all in. In the present moment, though, you can always assume everything is yours. With complete conviction of the brain. That's who you are. So the result gonna show up. So you learn to say no and put yourself first. Cause right now we need to be focused. Can I get a hello? We are on the path to embodying our full potential of mind, body, and spirit. Here at the Daily Kennel Closed News. And in order to get there, we must be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually sharp and calculated, focused. Calculate this, because there's not a lot of margin for error. Can't go out on the weekend and party with your friends and drink, say no. Because the opportunity falls in our lap every single day. But do we take it? Or do something we shouldn't be doing? Learn to say no. Gold room, war room, in the red room. Prioritizing us, developing the greatest version of thyself. Because when you change, everything changes for you. I told you, pioneer. You ain't gotta change the world, the chaotic world outside of you. You just gotta change what's inside. To have more, you gotta become more. And I wish you the courage today on 4/7 before I go to work and work a double today. Have class tonight. And I wish you success, man. Joy in all your days. I wish you sadness so you can better measure joy. Gladness to overbalance the grief. Humor to a twinkle in your eye. And glory and strength to bear the burdens. Sunshine on your rainy days. And storms to season your journey. Because in order for that new pioneer, that greatest version to come, something old must go. And what better time than cherry blossom season? Most people ignored it. They tried to create something else. That didn't work. You gotta become someone else. I became someone else. I kept thinking the same thoughts. I kept living by those same feelings and emotions that I've always had, but I developed a mindset. A mindset that manifested my reality. See, when you begin to walk into your future, you no longer have to convince yourself that it's possible. You go from zero to hero. And if you don't know how to change the way that you think, maybe it's time to digest new information. Stay away from those people with weak minds. Never take criticism from someone you would never take advice from. Because your potential is limitless. You, my friends, my pioneers, are limitless. All we have is this moment, day in and day out. Living in the present, the now. What decision can I make that is aligned with the greatest version, the highest version of myself, the vision of where I'm trying to get to? Look at Coach Abe's story. I'm trying to get like that. And I ain't the best, but I've manifested it. I've done it in real time. And I've shared it all. Given it all. Most people quit through that process. I survived it. If you can survive it, then your story will be a great one too. Because I believe in you. I bet on you. I don't bet on me, I bet on my pioneers. Breadwinners. True champions and legends. Because when it comes to them, I take a back seat. Yeah, I bet on them. And then I bet on me. Love you all, pioneers. Sending you all much love and high vibrations on April 7th, the 4-7 date. A number that you all know I started my work on 6 years on. I mean, I had to understand who I was. So, I was looking at something. But, that 47. Born out of Ohio, right? We'll go over this later possibly. We went over it time and time before. But, it's what we called this year's peak of our cherry blossom season thesis that we had tied to a cyclical market psychology and breakdown of something we can follow every year moving forward for the rest of time. A timeless cyclical market thesis. And it didn't start with money. Like, almost 12 years ago, I was fresh out of prison. And, just getting started again with life, that life, death, rebirth ritual that was so cyclical in nature. And it didn't start with charts. Like, I was still developing that vision. And it surely didn't start with certainty. And it started with a thought, though. A quiet one. The kind most people would ignore in their mind, And I remember seeing the rhythm before I could explain it. The way cycles moved. The way the seasons and energy shifted around the same time every year while everyone else was chasing headlines and the next trend. I was watching something deeper, something older, something ancient. The transition to the beginning of the Mazzaroth into Aries, and that ignition point of the horoscope and zodiac, the true reset, not Giannis, January 1st, but the moment of life itself started over. That's where the seed was planted, the cherry blossom season thesis, and it wasn't just a flower, but a signal, a compass. Every year, right as the world begins to wake up, and I know not everybody wakes up at the same time, but those blossoms appear, brief, beautiful, fragile, but perfectly timed. They don't ask for our attention. They demand our awareness, though. And if you blink, you'll miss them. And I realize markets move, life moves the same way. You know, the markets, they bottom in silence. And they bloom when nobody believes, and they peak when everyone finally sees it. That was the thought, you know, simple. At first it sounded crazy even to me, right? And the Master Chief, right? I hadn't earned that title at that time, but trying to connect seasonal cycles and human psychology and emotions and market structure into one unified thesis, most people, you know, the thought of that, they'd laugh it off. And many have since we developed it. But I can't unsee it. The more I've tracked it, the more it's repeated. Year after year, cycle after cycle. So I just continue to lean in. Stand strong. Hold firm to my beliefs, right? And what I've developed. And I've studied, I've tracked, I've documented, I've tested it against real price action, not theory, not hindsight, but live markets, live emotions, and slowly, year after year, that crazy thought has continued to do something dangerous. And it's continued to be right, correct, whatever the fuck. So it stopped being an idea, a thought. It's became framework. My cherry blossom season market thesis isn't about guessing the tops or bottoms. It's about understanding timing. It's about recognizing the markets, just like nature, moves cyclical, life, death, rebirth, and spring specifically, that transition into Aries, vernal equinox, this April time period is where ignition happens. Not always clean, not always obvious, but always significant. And now here we are again, and again, and again. And what started as something intangible, just a pattern in my mind, has turned into something real. Something I've shared, taught, and redefined, and stood on. Not because it was easy, because it proved itself over time. That's the part people haven't seen. That's the part they don't see. They see the thesis now. They see the confidence now. They see the results now. But they didn't see the doubt. The late nights, the second guessing. The moments where I had to trust my own vision when nobody else could see it. That's what's made this real. Because this was never about anything else. Making $1 million. No, this was about changing the lives of 1 million people. Because nothing was ever handed to me. I built it. From observation, from conviction, from refusing to ignore that first thought. And now it's something tangible. Something alive. Something that returns every year just like the blossoms themselves. Reminding those paying attention that there is a rhythm to all of this. Chaos and beauty. And the craziest part, we got here today, pioneers. We wrote history. And it all started with a thought. I write history and I fulfill dreams with my work. Others become memes with theirs. And I say that proudly. Good Friday, and the last test of 66,600. The 3 6s, the mark of the beast, the number of a man code that we have been consistently breaking down since prior to February 8th in this year's Super Bowl, tied to the 6 cube and the 666 code in just about every decode that we have done for the roughly last 2 months now. Come tomorrow on April 8th is something that has hit again. 66,600 on Good Friday, the death of Jesus Christ. And now pushing back into 6970K as we transition through Resurrection Sunday and the rebirth of Jesus Christ. The life, death, rebirth during cherry blossom season and Easter that I have been teaching you about this year, but more specifically, publicly for almost 6 years now. And a thesis that I've developed for roughly 12 years as I came home from prison. And I started this journey with you all here. So, seeing that jump back into that 69K, I'm not surprised by. Truly, I've been preparing my pioneers for this in class into a potential push into as high as $83,000 to $86,000. So as we are battling and testing $69,000 as we approach Monday and the market open coming out of Easter Sunday, you guys, then, well, I'm not surprised. So I worked all day, and it's late, midnight as we approach Tuesday now, April 7th. Ignition day, basically for us. The 47 code that we developed in a 2020 24 podcast with Waters Above Crypto that has been made famous all across the crypto space and the numerology decoding space now. Everyone knows about the 47 code. Well, something we started our work on was this 47 code roughly 6 years ago. And so it's, again, a very powerful day, April 7th, under President number 47. After last year's $74,000 lows we saw on 4/7 in the middle of cherry blossom season. And we're currently 69 days away from Donald Trump's birthday, also known as Flag Day, part of my Memorial Day, Flag Day, 4th of July Day thesis. Okay, part of my cherry blossom thesis is we break this down in 12 months of the year to complete a full thesis and dissertation. And so, that June, July time period coming up is going to be impactful. And well, we're at 69K on Monday, April 6th, as we approach Tuesday, April 7th now at 1 a.m. in the morning. And gonna be a 48-hour, you guys. And it's 69 days away from Donald Trump's birthday, and we're battling 69K, as you saw it on the charts, which is also 88 days from America's birthday. And well, Trump in numerology gives us that 88. Are we going back to the future, and are we gonna see that 88 miles an hour? Right? But on 4/7, ran by Trump 47, number 47. What do we see? What volatility could we see right here at the peak of our cherry blossom season as we get ready to end it in roughly 3 days? So very important, the volatility right here. Okay? Could we extend into closing that CME gap that we've been discussing at the 1.618 to complete a fifth wave? It's unique. We'll be talking about this in class tonight. So if you're not in the Discord and you're viewing this on YouTube later, then, contact us and, get in the Discord, go to the Patreon, and, quick access. So, but yeah, it's just very unique because, again, this volatility was coming out of April 5th, Resurrection Sunday, into Monday the 6th today. And that was 4/6. And some view April as the second month. So it's really that 2/6 again, kind of like our 2/6 lows of 60K. During the 6th week of the year, on the 2/6 day. And we're hitting that 60K right after Super Bowl 60. Under the president that won the 60th presidential election. And I screamed all of this at the top of my lungs, just proving and trying to use the code, doing all I could to show that in that 60-minute interview in November, back when we were still in the 90K range, Donald Trump was warning us before we lost 91,100, and that's the 911 code I was telling you, warning about. And in that 60-minute interview, he tied us to the crypto race, and well, that was tied to the 1960 space race where we landed on the moon in 1969, and here we are at 69K, 69 days away from his birthday, and we've done launched another rocket to the moon. And we're in the first fire horse year in 60 years, and our lows came with 6 months of fear, and we just can't seem to get out of it. And highs to lows were 66K with 6 months of fear. It's like all this 666 code right in our faces, and like I just can't keep screaming it. We've done it. We've written history again, and we've done it all in advance, and we'll see what that April 25th, 26th time period looks like. That true transition into Uranus transition into Taurus, and in a Taurus season, the season of the bull, we'll see what that gives us, because it's going to be turbulent. And I've always said it wasn't your blood moons, it was this cherry blossom time period and your eclipses. It was this more than the eclipses and your blood moons and your nonsense with these lame ass financial astrologers. And we'll see what Uranus transitioning into Taurus during the Taurus season brings us. And post a cherry blossom season, the last 3 days, what do we see? We're either gonna get one major bull trap, you guys, or it's gonna be bull season. And what a time to be here. What a time to be alive, to watch our work continue to thrive, and just show us this great golden range opportunity at the 702 pack between the 786, and we ain't lost this golden range of the Fibonacci and a Fib channel yet. And this Fib channel I've been using for multiple years, you guys have seen, and the 69K call and 15 low, all the way in between. This has just been a golden opportunity, golden pocket to accumulate. And if we were to break that 71,100, that 711, that 117 code, Master Chief code, we can continue to be up and away. And we're knocking on the door of 70K now, holding the 21 EMA on the day. So I can't wait to get to class tonight and speak with you all. And it's like, but am I on the cusp of something great? Or have I just gone insane? Am I on the brink of making waves, or am I washed up? Am I insane or ignorant to think that I still got the fire? Am I hanging on to something I should say goodbye to? Has my time expired? Did my prime already come to pass? Or am I about to find it? Did my peak already happen, or am I still climbing? Is my heart full of golden passion gone, or is it empty? Like I still think the best is yet to come. And I've stood on that since day one. When the only analyst out here transparent the whole time, sharing his market thesis for free, giving his work away for free, inviting his students into his home, and where have they all gone? There used to be more here. Who knows what happens next, pioneers? Who knows? But we've made history here, time and time again. I've dedicated, sacrificed everything to give those that view my work the tools to succeed. And it's not only that, I've walked you, held your hand along the way, side by side as your friend. In my Discord, my private academy, and Pioneer University. And there's not another that's done what we have done. And I don't say that braggingly. My pioneers know that it's just pridefully. The success documented along the way off of this thesis that has dubbed us the Master Chief of Crypto's Andy Warhol, whatever. You know, I mean, I'm just John, man. I'm just Coach Abe, man. Just someone trying to help another person out. Because I've had to do it myself my whole life. Since I was a kid. You know, and we live in a dog-eat-dog world, a selfish world, and I'm just trying to learn to become selfless. You know, that true stoic and hermit. You know, nirvana, man. Peace, man. So I'm sending you all much love and high vibrations. I want to come give this quick short update before I had to get ready to head into work for a few, and you know, I just wanted to share what was on my heart this morning. Was that, yeah, we did it again. Did ya do it again, Coach? Banger! Yeah, we did it again, pioneers. But my work has always been for you. I believe I can do this the rest of my life. What did you do? I love you, pioneers. Pioneers rise. Build your fortress. Build your legacy.